So sir, what were the symptoms that you experienced na pushed you to have yourself tested?
Initially, I had I had chills, and then but no fever. I was around my temperature was around 37.7 that night until I got tested the following morning, and it was 37.9. I had a severe dry cough. It was very difficult because I couldn't sleep that night because I kept on coughing, and those were the symptoms, preliminary symptoms. And then as I go through uh, my first 3 days, started having muscle pains all over my body. And then on the fifth day, I started having diarrhea, and I started to vomit everything that I eat. And that was the time that the doctor confirmed that I have developed pneumonia while I was in the hospital. And and then I the fever returned. It was 38.5, but we were able to bring it down, my temperature down immediately. Um, so those were the symptoms that I experienced in the entire course of the that I had the virus.
Mhm, mhm. So sir, I from what I understand, please correct me if I'm wrong. You were brought upon having confirmation that you are positive of COVID-19. You were brought to RITM, right, sir?
Yes, immediately, because when I got tested on March 4 morning, DOH called me on around 11 p.m. On the same day to say that the test results are out and I am positive, and that they need to bring me to RITM for isolation. So the evening of March 4, I was immediately picked up and brought to RITM. But I checked in around March 5, 1 a.m. because it took us 2 hours before I could get to Alabang.
Sir, can you paint us a picture? Ano yung itsura, what was it like ano yung situation doon sa hospital when you arrived there and during your stay there?
Because I was the first case, when I arrived there, it was still, a lot of rooms were still vacant, except for that other, that patient number 5, who came from Green Hills. He was already there, and he was in ICU because his case was more severe. Um, it was scary because the entire hospital was really deserted. Uh, because they also fear, so very few people, just the one nurse and one doctor who waited for me outside, brought me to my room. Once you're in the room, you only have one, very simple. It's a very simple room. It's a bed and a toilet, and very small. It's a negative pressure room, meaning the virus cannot go out because of that negative pressure.
Were you, sir, were further tests conducted sa inyo? May mga binigay bang mga gamot, ganyan, sir?
Yes. Every other day, I get tested for COVID-19. And for 4 tests that they have conducted, it all turned out positive. And then at first, they were only administering Sinicod, which is a cough medicine to remove the cough. But when I started having pneumonia, that's when they administered chloroquine and another antibiotics. However, I must warn people that they should not buy chloroquine on their own. It has to be administered by a doctor in a hospital. It has side effects. You cannot take it as a preventive measure. It will have to be given to you only at a certain point when the disease or when the virus progresses.